Ladies and gentlemen of the Cover Killer Nation, it's time for me to divert away from metal for a moment and do another new album review right here in 2011, one that will be in stores on Tuesday, the 12th of July. And that's the album If Not Now, When by Incubus. Now this is an album that's been available for people to sample for actually quite some time. In fact, it's been probably about a month since I was able to pick up the stream and be a pirate. If I had an eye patch and a peg leg, you would know that it's exactly what I was. However, I kept this album virgin for a very long time. I didn't even listen to the single that's on the radio right now, Adolescence, which, you know, it's on the radio, so you figure, what the hell, you could listen to it. But no, I didn't. I only listened to it whenever I heard it in my car or whenever I was listening to a radio. So I kept this album pretty much as virgin as I could until just this past week, and that's whenever I started to listen to it pretty dedicatedly. I already have a pre-order for it. I know that I'm going to get this album, and, well, the music definitely cemented those two statements 100%. Incubus has always been a band that's been a little bit about exploration with their alternative sound. There have been moments on their albums, and albums that have been so classic, but then there have been also moments where they've kind of made things a little bit, I don't know, experimental to the point where it kind of turned some fans away. Now, with this particular album, there is that same experimentation. I feel a lot of the same explorative qualities or exploration that a band such as In My Morning Jacket would maybe try to accomplish, only with Incubus's very reminiscent character. This is an album where you understand what Incubus is capable of if they tune things down a little bit, and they write songs that really involve a lot of passion. And it's not necessarily an album that requires a lot of energy. This is something where the power is derived 100% from the passion that is within the music. Songs such as Friends and Lovers is a very key example of that, and the title track, which kicks off the album, really sets the tone and the mood. Now, this is not an album that is completely devoted to just this idea. This is something that kind of overwhelms the album a little bit as far as a concept it would be applied. However, there are still moments that are a little bit heavier. There are still moments that are a little bit more up-tempo. So it's not necessarily an album that's going to be filled with slower paced songs that you could only listen to if you were maybe in a romantic setting with somebody who also loves Incubus. No, don't get me wrong. Adolescence is a brilliant choice of song in order to really reflect that, because it's just a song that invokes so much power. It has lyrics that are very simple, but at the same time can speak to a wide range of audience. It can speak to people that are within that age group, and it also can speak to people that are older, that recall those moments, that understand those feelings of confusion, understand those kind of out of sight or out of mind moments where you're just not quite sure where you're at, where you're going, or what to do. It's a very powerful song, and this is actually a very powerful album. I've had some people who have already de-virginized themselves from this record tell me that they weren't exactly a huge fan of it, but I would really have to disagree with each and every one of those people, because I enjoyed this album thoroughly. This is a listen and an experience that I will probably take over and over again, mainly because it was such a passionate, such a dedicated and powerful album to me, that I feel that Incubus really kind of raised the bar for what they were going to have to do later on to really impress me. This is an album where the following record, the record that comes out after this, whatever year that may be, whatever kind of album it might be, is going to have to invoke a certain level of experimentation that goes kind of beyond what If Not Now, When really was able to accomplish. So this is an album where I think it's going to be liked by some, loved, or should I say liked by many, loved by very few though. And I think that some mainstream fans that are used to the songs on albums such as Make Yourself, or even going more recently to like A Crow Left for the Murder, may be a little bit shocked by this direction whenever they really shouldn't be. This is a really solid record, one that I highly recommend. And if you are an Incubus fan and maybe you're not too sold on this album yet, if you have gotten the opportunity to listen to it, I encourage you to continue to listen to it. I feel that with some fans, this is going to be a grower album. One in which it's not going to grab their attention right away, but as they continue to listen to it, since they are dedicated fans to this band, they're going to start to understand and really feel that raw emotion that's behind this record. And whenever I say the word emotion, I'm not trying to invoke any sort of emo conversation where the word emotion gets really transcribed into really girly looking guys with black hair and wear eyeliner. No, 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 no. I'm not invoking that whatsoever. I'm talking raw power, where the songwriting, the music, and the lyrics coming together really came right from the musicians' souls and had a lot of meaning behind it. This is a very meaningful record, I feel, and that's something that I really enjoy about it. This is a solid 8.25 to 8.5 out of 10. I'm really feeling and digging this album a lot. A really, really solid alternative release that metal fans could actually enjoy if you ever decide to take a journey to something a little bit softer. This is an album that reminds me, as I said earlier, a lot of My Morning Jacket Exploration 101, whereas MMJ have their own signature sound and decide to tweak it and go onto other psychedelic trips and locations periodically. This is an album where Incubus kind of did it on a more consistent basis, and it's really solid because of that. So coverkillernation is here telling you that, well, the Incubus is, this Incubus album is damn good. You should certainly give it an opportunity. You should certainly give it a try. If not now, though, when?